handsome, gentleman. Many people, if they ask us in the ministry, do you have, who is the permanent secretary? Do you have? They will struggle a bit, they'll say, the man who speaks very, very well, or is that long, energetic man who is now an agronomist, who is a business, person who is cut across all the value chain now. So I present to you Mr. Andrew M. Soro to be the chair of this occasion.
I'm still looking around for the person you were introducing. Just make sure when you talk about what I know in agriculture, make sure the chief agriculture officer is not around. But thank you so very much. Thank you for that introduction. Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, the Honorable Deputy Minister of Finance, Honorable Member of Parliament responsible for the Agricultural Committee, the Chief Agriculture Officer, World Bank TTL, dignitaries here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today, we meet in a very short meeting. It's going to be a very short meeting to launch a very big program. This program sits within the FSRP. Today we are talking about recognizing agricultural financing. It is a new thinking. Now, if I need to qualify that. It is thinking new. Because the idea of agricultural financing has been around for a long time. But every now and then, changes in thinking occur. It becomes a cyclical event for most institutions. For us in the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, the coming of a new minister brought a new thinking on agricultural financing. And that is why you will understand how much meetings have been held with banks, financial institutions, the Ministry of Finance. It is all geared towards the new thinking, agricultural financing. What can you do really in agriculture without structural financing? Even if you take the word structure out, what can you do without financing? So the ministry is now stepping up our approach to agricultural finance. We are very happy to report that, we are going to have about $20 million being out there on loan, of which about $3 million will be for insurance for the very first time. This is what we mean by agricultural financing. Insurance for the very first time. Because there are times when people do everything right, something goes wrong. So in a way, we are taking care of our farmers from falling through the cracks. Because these days we know there are, climate change effects. Flooding, drought, product failure. We want to take care of farmers who do everything possible, but things happen beyond their control. And so that's why the minister pushed this idea of insurance. And we've had the support of the EU on this. So today, matching grant program will be launched. Essentially, and in a summary, we can say this is actually meant to strengthen agribusinesses in the development of 3 value chains: rice, cassava, and livestock. They have also laid out eligibility criteria and the amounts that will be accessed by the different categories of beneficiaries. So it's all clear. The rules are very clear. The rules are clear. Who gets what? Now, to move this conversation forward, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to invite the Chief Agriculture Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to make a statement. Chief, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me stand on existing protocol and acknowledge the presence of distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a great pleasure for me to be part of this occasion. It's a very important occasion. And the FSRP, which is actually the Food System Resilience Program, is one of our flagship projects at the Ministry of Agriculture. And the word resilience is absolutely important in the sense that it talks about withstanding shocks and or recovering, or as we say, bounce back. In agriculture, it is absolutely important that we are able to have that kind of characteristics because we have biophysical, socio-economic, and all types of shocks. It is absolutely important that we are able to bounce back and move forward. No matter how slow you go, if you are moving forward, it is very, very good. And in development terms, we are looking at resilience. We have outlined what we call lines of defense. If you should withstand or be able to bounce back, in agriculture we have identified 4 lines of defense. One is the production level, which is the ecosystem where you do your agriculture, where you produce. You should be able to have a system that is agroecologically feasible, practical, and should be able to bounce back. It is absolutely important that your production system is such that you should be able to bounce back when there are challenges of climate change and so on and so forth. The second line of defense is that of the household. It is important that at the household level you have resources to be able to do your enterprises and bounce back. The third level of defense is that of the community. The community should have social capital, should have what it takes to be able to leverage civil society and bounce back. And the last but not the least is the national government. The national government should be able to craft policies, enabling policies that should underline the aspirations of people along the value chain. So we are here today. I think the greatest asset to bounce back is that of finance. And we are here. FSRP has provided this opportunity. I'm really very happy to be part of this, to provide an opportunity. What has been lacking in our cultural system, I mean, we'll tell you, resource-poor farmers, resource-poor entrepreneurs. I mean, FSRP is providing that opportunity for us. And I think the greatest booster of resilience is finance. We are here to be able to tap on this opportunity. I only pray that the ministry will do everything possible to provide the necessary technical backup so that whatever adventures or ventures you are undertaking, you should be able to do that in a very practical, feasible way that is environmentally friendly and that will bring out the expected result. So I thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Chief. I like the smooth expression of the word bounce back. No matter how slow you go, as long as you keep moving, this is what is embedded in the agricultural superstructure. We are actually injecting this bounce back effect to keep moving. And it's very clear, we all agree here today that what keeps the superstructure moving is finance. Keeps agriculture moving. Keeps the entire superstructure moving. And you have so beautifully laid it out. So much that the bounce back thing became rhythmic, and I like the way you made its effect felt. Thank you so much, Chief. And I will at this point invite the World Bank TTL, Dr. Adetunji Oredbe, to make his step.
Mr. Permanent Secretary, thank you very much. I will try as much as possible not to go over the protocol that have been established so that don't run foul of anything. Mr. Minister, you are so recognized and let's not get it in. I want to thank you for inviting me to this program. And I would like to bring this presentation from my country director, Dr. Wange, who had wanted to join this important session, except that we have a decision meeting on another important project for the country, the CAMI. It's coming up in the next 30 minutes. If I was asking me to also join in. We're happy to know that the FSRP as a project in the Ministry of Agriculture is in the forefront of driving the feed salon agenda. One thing I've seen in the past few months is that this project is working outside the box to ensure that we lay a solid ground for the proper takeoff of the feed salon. All of us are committed to this big agenda. If we are doing anything today, if you don't find a place in that document, it shows you are not in the room. So congratulations to the FSRP team, and I'm very sure the minister will allude to this part during his statement. The matching grant scheme is not new either in the Ministry of Agriculture or in the country. It's a terrain that we've been featuring in most of our programs. The scadet that is about to close actually undertake a lot of such grant scheme, and the result is very clear. So this is another opportunity to scale up and to do things differently. What is important here is the region about what's going to happen in Sierra Leone. We are going to look at how we play in the region, because there is a lot we can achieve when we work with our sister country in the region, because we all have different strengths and different ability to move things forward. It's also another opportunity to strengthen the supply chain and the market linkage along with, we are looking at rice and cassava at this time. And when you talk about food security, with these two, you can take people to places. The timing is very apt. We have the right environment. I can sign off on the quality of the leadership of the ministry as of today with our Minister Henry. He'll be supported by the senior PS and of course, the very brand new Chief Agric Officer, our doctor. On our part, at the bank, we're going to give you every support. That is why we are here, and that's what we are supposed to be doing. This is another great opportunity to make a difference in the way we support our value chains in the country. On the final note, let me encourage you to take out the information out there. Let the information flow. Let people know that we are once again in the business of supporting our people to take cassava and rice forward in this country. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Radisson. Each time you hear from the World Bank that they will continue to support, you have a good night's sleep. It has always been the case between the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security and the World Bank that we fall back on the bank to increase our production, to sharpen our strategies. They've been there for us at all times. And even for today, we are happy, Dr. Radisson, I have to say, we are happy to hear that the bank will continue to give support to us. We have a great partner in Parliament. We are elevating the relationship that has existed before. We want to have a stronger relationship with them. There's a lot Parliament can do for the Ministry of Agriculture. They have been out there for us, speaking to entities that will add value to the ministry. In this regard, I have the honor to ask the chairman of the Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture to also make a short statement.
Good afternoon. The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Agriculture, partners in agriculture and development. I asked to stand because I feel the sense of responsibility as the chairman for the Parliamentary Oversight Committee on Agriculture. It is no easy task. I have said it before, and I will say it as every guardian. For a man born in the Western area, grew up in the Western area, and knows no place but the Western area to be chairman of agriculture. So it's a tough task, but it's a task that I've taken with all its challenges and believe it is achievable. We're here to launch the matching grant scheme of the FSRP, but there are a few issues I would want to throw light on before coming to the grant itself. Our chairman has taken time to put emphasis on the fact that agriculture will not succeed without financing. And that is so because in Sierra Leone we don't have an agricultural bank currently, which makes it almost impossible for people in the agricultural value chain to access financing. When we have financing opportunities like this, it is good because it's a first step. But when you look at what is needed, what is required, you will know it's just a drop in the bucket. We need way more than what we are getting. And if we are to succeed in meeting this crucial constitutional responsibility of making food self-sufficiency a priority as a government, it is but important that financing is at the top of the agricultural and value chain program. Currently, governments have invested in about 400 plus machines that were given to operators, and they form what they call the machinery. The machinery has been a mixed bag, but to say the least, it is still supporting the agricultural sector. But what is needed is financing again. The ring is not sufficient to meet the demand, the land demand that we have. We currently cannot plow half of the land that we have in Pujan. We could not plow half the land we have in Tokolini. We still have vast land available in Tomago that remains unplowed. And the current machinery structure and the few operators that are into the machinery business cannot meet that demand. So it is but fitting that banks in Sierra Leone begin to think as to how to intervene in supporting agriculture. We have supported construction for far too long. We have supported other sectors in this economy. It is high time we support what will support all the other sectors. You cannot have a man work in the construction sector if the man is not properly fed. You cannot have a man in the manufacturing sector if the man is not healthy. Let's build health. Let's strengthen agriculture. I know the Bank of Sierra Leone, they have more experts than I know in my small banking career. But I would ask Mr. Minister and the Bank of Sierra Leone that we also do a deep dive in looking at the current structure that has been established in the $20 million credit financing. In agriculture, like in road construction, and we have seen it in the machinery operation, if you give a credit for a moratorium cycle of 7 months, you are bound to fail. Because what it takes, especially in Sierra Leone, agriculture is seasonal. And within the seasonal cycle, if you give a credit with a moratorium of 7 months, the credit moratorium period will expire even before you sow seed in the ground. So we have to also look at that. We must pay attention to the fact that what we are doing now, I saw importers as part of the schedule for this support. Let the importation be what will add value to the value chain. Because what we have currently in the feed Sierra Leone is just land and water. Everything comes from abroad. The machines come from abroad. The fertilizer comes from abroad. The seeds come from abroad. So the matching grant is as important as any other thing in the agricultural sector. Because money is needed. But if you give money that is not sufficient to meet the need, to complement what we need, it will also be a challenge. Mr. Minister, as we have started working, I would say it is the launch of the feed salon in Pujan by a descendant of Pujan. I have not seen a slowdown. We have been working together, we've been complementing each other, and I would also want to say for partners present and the Ministry of Finance that to a large extent the projects in the ministry or projects in the ministry have become more powerful than the ministry. That is because of financing. The ministry does not have the requisite financing to run itself. And the ministry cannot run if they cannot provide adequate oversight for plowing, if they cannot provide adequate oversight to slurry, if they cannot provide adequate oversight for the works being done by slurries, by FSRP itself, by RVCP, all of that is needed, and all of that is financing. Financing at multiple layers. Financing from the point of the banks, financing from the point of the Ministry of Finance and Government, and financing from the point of donor partners. Because this is not the first time we've focused attention on agriculture. But this time we have to win. And if we are going to win, programs and policies like this, we have to put serious emphasis on them to make sure that they reach the deserved beneficiaries, and those beneficiaries are able to actualize the end result of the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, you really deserve to be chairman for life for Agriculture Committee. Now you understand why we have elevated our relationship with the committee in Parliament. A man who thinks the way he has expressed obviously should be a part of the agriculture process. We will continue to work with you, and just remember that there are bigger things to be discussed around the machinery. You're very correct to say that the current establishment of machines is not enough to cultivate the amount of arable land. We have 5.4 million hectares of arable land. The current numbers of the machines we have cannot do anything to that. So the call is directly to people seated here. The private sector. This is a lucrative area to invest with sure dividends. Think about bringing in machines, and of course you have the financing structures now you can access. Thank you very much, Chairman, and we pray that you continue to be with us. So at this point, I am going to also invite somebody. You know, when someone introduced me said that as a non-agriculturalist, I speak the language. Wait till you hear the Deputy Minister of Finance. Thank you very much. Huge interest in agriculture as well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocols. For me, I'm particularly delighted because I actually negotiated this loan and I signed this loan on behalf of the government of Ireland. So at this stage, it is very gratifying that we are moving to this step. And I believe in the leadership of the Ministry of Agriculture, and indeed they are prepared to take these steps forward. As we all know, we are challenged as a nation in terms of fiscal space, with almost 55% of the country's population involved in agriculture, and I'm excited to see a lot of faces here today, and I can attest that some of them have been in this field. I hope that this funds will not overstay. But for me, we are particularly delighted because all this thing we are doing is to improve our GDP. I'm excited to note that there has been significant work in increasing our GDP. In a couple of weeks, you can see that the Salon GDP has moved significantly, but I will leave that to the statistics, to indicate on that one, but that will improve us in terms of doing business greatly. But for me, the critical aspect is that this particular project will improve not only the GDP, it will improve all the vitals of the macroeconomics, be it unemployment, be it inflation, and also the surplus of balance of payment. Because at the end of the day, what we want to see is that this grant will help improve productivity. And if you improve productivity, what you're going to see is increased employment, and also, particularly for rice. We are spending over $200 million every year for rice. So our prediction is that this matching grant to the selected beneficiary will go a long way in reducing importation, which has an impact in terms of inflation for Sierra Leone. So I'm excited that we are reaching this stage. As I noted, it's difficult, it's a very difficult time for us in Sierra Leone, and we are making a lot of steps in ensuring that we improve on the macroeconomics. But I'm excited because what you've had today, I think I've had over 10 words: finance, finance, finance. Because at the end of the day, without finance, it's going to be difficult for us to achieve this objective. And I must say, the pitch by the Member of Parliament, indeed, you're right. I think you're making a case, well noted. And in terms of the banks, there's a lot of work being done now, how we can improve in terms of investment bank, agricultural bank. In my earlier life, my interest in agriculture has always been there. In my earlier life, I was able to give over 30 billion at a very low interest rate once I was in the commercial bank. So even today, being deemed as the key support for agriculture in the Ministry of Finance. So it is not benefit that even when I'm called 30 minutes before this program by the Ministry of Agriculture, I had to leave State House immediately to be here. So it shows that my heart is with the agricultural sector. This project is a 5-year multiple funded windows, and which is going to be run by the Ministry of Agriculture. It's 135 million food resilience project program. Indeed, the Chief Agricultural Officer has noted what is resilience, because at the end of the day, what we want is whatever grant is given to each of you after the due process, we want to ensure that grant has an impact. So we'll be monitoring these facilities at the Ministry of Finance to ensure the required impact are being felt. As part of our key strategic objective 3 to the Ministry of Finance, our task is to strengthen the fiscal risk management and fiduciary oversight of NDs, SOEs, and all sector projects. So the Ministry is poised to ensure that all projects commissioned at the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security demonstrate value for money and be accountable at all levels, thereby justifying government's intention when seeking these fundings. Today, the Food Systems Resilience Program is launching a matching grant to small and medium enterprises, including large-scale agribusiness in rice, cassava, and livestock, which I believe will help cushion the problem of limited access to finance for actors along the value chain. Hence, it is incumbent upon us to clearly map the outcomes we will achieve from it and how results can be effectively tracked to demonstrate performance towards needed transformation. To facilitate regional integration and trade, FISP will support the development of strategic and regional value chain through the matching grants to increase production and value addition in rice, cassava, and livestock. The aim for the matching grant is to scale up selected businesses in the related value chain to increase revenue, competitiveness, and impact and business sustainability. The targeted groups are SOEs, large-scale and agro and wholesale importers and exporters of the selected commodities, to invest in activities such as aggregation centers, improve infrastructure aiming to reduce food loss and waste, storage facility, new technology, agricultural and trade services, strengthening of supply chain and development of quality seed production. Indeed, this project is committed to taking this support to the intended beneficiary. However, the buck does not stop here. Any potential beneficiary present in this launch should cascade this to other potential beneficiaries in the country, because this is not the end. We will continue to give these grants. We are given this opportunity not because it is your entitlement or national share. It is because we want to solve problems. And we can only achieve this if all players play their part. If we are unfortunate to have a cut from this grant, we must execute agreed plans and demonstrate results. This is the only way we can help. For the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, I want to echo that you are the principal implementing agency of this project as per the financial agreement. This means you have a big task, a task of ensuring that the intended goals of the project is realized. We must support the project team and ensure the robust monitoring of our project. With these few words, I want to say thank you, and I wish you guys a successful petition. Thank you.
Thank you again. Thank you, Deputy Minister of Finance. And thanks for the support you've always given to this idea of matching grant. You are evidence that agri financing has gained traction in the Ministry of Finance. Now, this is really comforting for the feed selling agenda. We come to the high point of this meeting. That is because we're going to hear the keynote address. It's going to be delivered by a young man who has brought a lot of energy to the ministry and the sector. And I've been told several times that the sector is sapping your energy. We hope it gets replenished every now and then. We brought a lot of new ideas, and at the start of my statement, I told you about the new thinking, or thinking new about agricultural financing. This has really been pushed to the fore by our minister. And we are happy that supporting sectors are really giving their best, doing their best to ensure that these ideas gain traction. It's been a lot. Feed salon itself is huge. It's a lot involved in feed salon. And the idea, there's issues around it. One of which is agricultural financing. Has been so well laid out. And today is testament to the thoughts pushed by this one gentleman. When he came to the ministry, I know you don't like me saying this, but when he came to the ministry, he was young, handsome. You want to see a real handsome young man. 7 months into the job, he's going great. So it's a lot of pressure. The midnight calls, the messages back and forth to the leadership. We work late into the night. Your efforts will pay off. And today is a testament to the ideas you're bringing forward. But ladies and gentlemen, it's not about me talking, it is about the deliverer of the keynote address, Honorable Henry Musa.
Thank you, PS. I think one thing PS hasn't realized is I've been told the ladies like gray hair. So this is my strategy. So even my wife, if she's listening, the Honorable Minister of Finance, the Chairman for the Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture, Honorable Tawakonse, the World Bank task leader who has now left, or any World Bank representative that is in the room. By the way, the World Bank has been really, really amazing for us on this matching round, or in making things where they know things are going to come alive. And we recognize and thank them for that. My own team, the Chief Agriculture Officer, the Senior Permanent Secretary, I see a lot of private sector people in here. This is very this is good. The media, I really want to thank you for coming on very short notice. which is really another significant day. We've been on the road, by the way, if you've been following us. It's significant for farmers nationwide, it's significant for the businesses. The private sector representatives are in this room, and it's significant for the implementation of the Feed Salon agenda. We again make another step and make another annotation in what we're doing, and we're very deliberate about it. Today we officially launched the Food Systems Resilience Program Action Grant Facility, and as I have just mentioned, we have been doing a lot of financing, giving a lot of financing to the agricultural sector. Today is another thing where we exemplify that. But let me, before I jump into the facility itself, let me give a quick background on the FSRP project. The Minister of Finance already does a good job, as well as the Chief Agricultural Officer in laying out what this project is. Let me also add a little bit more detail to that. The way we really see this is currently the key flagship program moving the Feed Salon agenda. There's no two ways about that. It's intended to build systems, tools, innovation, institutions to boost productivity. The ag sector to build resilience among farmers, among the private sector, in agriculture, so that we can build good jobs and we can bounce back, to use the word of the CAO. There are three main implementing components to this. One is really to do with early warning system and preparedness planning. The project wants us to think about what are the systems we can put in place so that we've all gone through COVID, the Russia-Ukraine war, all these blockages in food supply chain networks. This project intends to ensure that in Sierra Leone we've done everything possible such that we can have the systems and to be better prepared to respond and to react to shocks that come to our food system. One of the ways we try to do that with the second component is a lot of emphasis on research and development, the basic research that needs to be done. Those would be that actually are involved in agriculture know. Yes, for some of us that are novice, we just get the seed, we plant it, but even that, there's quite a lot of technique that we need to be able to learn about. But at the high end, we need to develop drought-resistant varieties, varieties that are those resistant to biotic and abiotic factors, to climate change. That involves some thinking, some research, and funding for that comes also to this project as well. There's a third component that is around regional trade and food reserve system. We're very ambitious. So it's more open economy. What does that mean? It means we buy and sell things from other people. Our food, we talk a lot about not being very self-sufficient, but if you go on the border, you can see truckloads of our food growing. It's a good thing. They're buying, our farmers are benefiting. We want to make sure we can track a lot of those. We want to make sure we can produce a lot. We want to make sure we can bring product from other countries as well as we need them to feed ourselves in the event of shocks. This is what this project is about. These components, under this component, is where these matching grants fall under, which again, a lot of it said is really about providing financing, competitiveness, and to improve the private sector that are working in the space. This project, I've spent a little bit of time because I want to situate it quite well for you. Started a little over a year ago, and we've done quite a lot in this project already. We've done 14,000 hectares rice, which touched 14,000 households or so. We will do in this project, sorry, I think my technology right, yes, 3,000 hectares of cassava, sweet potatoes, groundnuts, maize. We're building, through our nutrition support, home school feeding program, fed about 114,000 children across across 584 schools. We did a massive cash transfer program that reached 72,000 beneficiaries that was implemented by NASA. And so this is a very important project for us. It's already done quite a lot. And today again marks a very important moment for us with the launching. It's actually of the matching grants facility. This facility in the grant itself is about a $7.9 million facility. For 2024, it's a little over $2.4 million that it intends to spend. This is not a lot of money, but it's also not small money. And I'll explain why, because we can do quite a lot with this. But this is part of our very carefully crafted delivery efforts. Having listened, having gone around the private sector, those of you in here that are doing the work, that tell us what you want. You listen, and we know one of the key prices you tell us is you want access to families. And this is what we're doing with this grant. And with the 20 million that we launched not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago, the 10 million was from the Bank of Sierra Leone. That's 10% interest rate. The going rate in the market now is well over 20%. The period for this loan, I want to spend some time on that also because I know there are people here that will also benefit. You've got a 90 days grace period. You've got 24 months to pay. No ordinary commercial bank lending does that. This is new, this is bold, this is big. It's big also because, well, this is the second time we've done this. Last time we did this, I was there, the technical lead, pushing the policy sheet to the Ministry of Agriculture, so we did that and learned a lot of lessons. Luckily, I was there before for shaping this. This time around, what's so cool about this is that engagement. Like the PS said, I've met with the commercial banks, all of them, maybe 3 or 4 times. And we hear to President News call to join the fix out of the program. This $10 million that PS offers has zero guarantee for government. What does that mean? It means the private commercial banks are putting their own money, $10 million, are betting on you to succeed. They say, we know you've got good businesses. We know if we give you money, you will pay us back and we can develop this business as part of our routine in the commercial banking sector. Last time we did this, there was an 80% guarantee from government, meaning if a business went bust, 80% of the money, the loan that the private sector took, the government pays. Government does not have to do that with this credit facility. It means we brought new money from the commercial bank. Not a whole lot is able to solve all the problems, but it's big and crucial. Working with our partners here, 2 years ago, we were working with EU, thinking about insurance. They added 7 million credit facility. They're still working on details and on their case to make sure they have that people to know. But the answer is a matching. You will get certain amount of money towards your business, but then you take another certain amount as a loan from a commercial bank at a good interest rate. We've set the bar at 10% and push them. You cannot go more than 10%, you can only go lower. Because that's our goal. And it should fit the cycle. For them, it's going to be about 36 months. No commercial bank credit financial option does that. Again, a big deal. $3 million for insurance for farmers. Farmers do everything right, but yet for things that they are controlled suffer. We want them to have a place to go so that they're not discouraged from doing this. Let me also take this opportunity to underscore that, by the way, we've been doing this. We've got the Apex Bank, which just got capitalization. This provides money at the very low level in the communities. Community banks, FSAs, these are all there. Because we have thought it through. We know not every farmer is going to have a bank account. Not every farmer is going to have collateral. If some of these things require, not every farmer can even match when you ask them. And so we have these various facilities. The credit facility at BSL, you can get up to $1 million. You have people be giving you feedback to go there and ask for 100,000 collateral or a house to that extent. We know there are businesses that can do that, and we want people that dream big, want people that do big things, take that way. But we also know there are businesses that have good ideas, innovation, things that are going to be impactful, that cannot afford $100,000 in collateral, and so we have these other problems. And I'm delighted about the sequencing in which we've done this and the timing. We've been out there telling people it's time for planting. We want to make sure the monies that people need to do that is available in the areas. Which is why I push the FSRP, and I want to take this opportunity to thank them for heeding the call. I know we've been driving hard, we're not going to stop. Because people want us to keep driving hard, needs are there to start and launch this program. Because what's out there, people will take it to make the history. And so I want to make a call out to all of you in here. The last time I always had to fight for this thing. I fought for it in front of the president, Minister of Finance, and Bank government. So they said, well, we'll give this thing only two people took the facility. And it was a big failure. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, 2 people took the facility, they paid back. They paid back. No defaults, 0 defaults. You don't get that. So the challenge is to you on this one. Go out there, take the money, invest. We need their support you to do it. All that credit facility. I don't want us to say, people to tell us, private sector is very, private sector will not get us in that, just, how bad we don't want them hold. No, tell us this. The vision is big. The way we deliberate about this is, these are experiments and pilot projects. This money is big, it will create impact. But we know the scale and pace at which we want to move. We need an agricultural bank, a big agricultural bank. We will learn a lot of lessons from what happens in these states of the world. A lot. Which is why we must take it, use it, tell us the challenges that you're facing. Because only then can we actually have the impact that we so desperately need and desire. And so, that's a lot of what we've done. Let me now move on to the facility that we have. Again, with all these facilities, we ask ourselves the question, why do we do this? We do this because when we talk to farmers, the real farmers that do agricultural business, they don't ask government for a lot of support. It's very basic. They ask us to build basic infrastructure, roads and bridges, so they can take their goods to the markets cheaply. They ask us to build enabling policies so that the enterprises can be profitable. They ask us to boost, to develop technology and innovation to boost productivity of their production activities. They ask us to provide financing because they know they can take a loan, do business, and be profitable. And in the Future program, we touch on each of these things in our strategy and in the plans that we have. We have developed points where we identify critical infrastructure roads so that people can take their goods to market. We revive style with passing acts to make it possible and enable them to do research, to provide innovation and tools for farmers. We pass policies to create markets for the rice value chain, and we're thinking on cocoa, oats as well. In the rice value chain, we said, starting this year, 20% of the rice our government buys to feed the hospital, the military, the police, it has to come from our own local farmers. We said importers must participate in local production, in the local rice value chain. We do all of this because we know it's needed, it's badly needed. Today we focus on the other aspect, which is give us financing, give us that and do the things for us. you will succeed. So, really, the aim of the matching grant and all the financing things we've done is to de-risk what you all here intend to want to do. We know agriculture is expensive, takes energy, takes time, there are risks involved. Some of them correlated, meaning one event here can damage a lot of the crops or activities in you. And so we know it's our role as government. Agriculture is one of those things where the role of government is actually quite limited. But a lot of people don't know that because you can't do business. Our role is very limited. One of it is making sure we de-risk your investments in the risk taking. And this is what we do with this matching grants. So, this matching grant aims to scale up. Scale up is the key word. Establish agribusinesses in rice, cassava, and livestock. We want to develop these value chains to increase revenue, create sustainability, and improve the competitiveness of you all here in the businesses. The reason why this is under resilience, this project, is because there's no other way of making this thing sustainable other than having the private sector do it. Government can put a lot of money in a lot of things, but it's either small or slow, but it's often not large or doesn't meet the scale and pace at which we want change. We believe private sector, you all in here can do that. We really do. And I'm delighted in giving you numbers because when we meet here 2-3 years or maybe a year from now, we should all be looking at our faces and say, what did we do with that money? And I'm sure we're going to do great things. I'm sure you're going to call us and invite us to show us this is my one factory, or this is the scale of my factory before this, and after this is what the impact is. So, in terms of eligibility, again, the scope is rice, cassava, livestock value chain. The details we want proposals showing potential for structural improvement, technology adoption, supply chain strengthening. These are the types of things that will be considered. And the grants, the maximum we will give under it is $150,000. I will talk about that just now. That's not small money. It's big money now. I'll explain that. And in terms of matching, we will do a ratio of 70-30 for small companies. 70-30. That's the 30 is coming from the company, or 70. Where is the FSRP go? Is the 70 coming from who? The 70-30 matching. 70-30, okay, that's good to clarify. 70% of the cost of your business endeavor that you want to scale up will be covered by the project 30 from eligible costs or ideas that you can have covered in this. Capital investment, so this will be equipment for processing, storing, transportation, packaging, harvesting, establishment or strengthening of outgrower groups, climate smart agriculture, production activities, new technologies, civil works, and specialized technical assistance. For smaller enterprises, this will be, of this 70-30 match, 15 will be cash, the other 15 will be in kind of your matching. For medium enterprises, it will be 50-50. 25 will be in cash, 25 will be in kind. Right? This is not $150,000 is not small money. The first Okoliko factory that we have in this country was supported through a matching grant facility. $200,000 was a matching grant that built the first Okoliko factory that we have. I, a week ago, commissioned a brand new state-of-the-art cashew processing plant. I asked for the cost of this. It didn't cost up to $200,000. Let's think about it. These are the types of changes we want this project to have. We are simply looking for people that will come, see problems, bring solutions to them. You don't want to spend this money and end up again in the same ecosystem where we're here again and want to save and save. We want to have tangible things that we see that we put our hands on. So this is what we need. So again, this is open for all, for private, for profit private entities registered in Sierra Leone. Applying businesses must at least be 50% Sierra Leone owned, and projects must be implemented in Sierra Leone aligned with the FSRP, and I must say, its objectives. Applications are live. Go to www.fsrp/sl.org. Obviously, the team will come and introduce and tell you more about the details. It's there for you. We will exclude companies that have already been blacklisted maybe from the previous facilities that we did. There's a criteria for all of these. Of note, we're going to these mundane details because this is why I want you to go to the weekend. The deadline is May 2nd. We're in haste. Get your proposal ready. It's May 2nd, the website is live, they will demonstrate it for you. And of course, I'm glad everybody's here. That money is not enough, but it can build a factory for cashew. It can help build another rice mill if you only have one rice mill in this country. I know the cost of a feed mill for the beef poultry is not up to $25,000. I know one tractor does not cost $40,000 or $30,000. You can start a mechanization program by taking this money. That's the impact we want. We will be competitive. Those are the engagement who will support us. So again, I ask, why do we do this? We do this to address very thorny issues in our society. We're doing this because we want to emphasize that agriculture must be done as business. We're all guilty, we all apply for jobs. Some of you here are families, but I've seen there's a video going around of people, someone that graduated, had lots of jobs, different places, and just left it all and went into agriculture. Do a business. And it's comfortable, even a millionaire. But we know in agriculture to do it, at least be comfortable, or you will not rely on somebody for your livelihood. This is what we want to empower. This is what we want to help. And that's why we do this. So, when President Bill thinks about pizza, the way his vision, he wants us to do it, this is true. That where we are taking the responsibility to grow in businesses, empowering ourselves and other people that we hire. So no more excuses. The ball is in your court. Go get the money, grow your business. We'll be there right along the way. Thank you very much.
Keynote has laid out even more details of our financial plans. There's a lot in the keynote. Without actually washing down the substance of the keynote address, let's jump to the last few words. The money is available, go for it. May 2nd is the deadline. And let money work for you. Easy. Mindset change. New thinking. Thinking new. We're going to do agriculture as a business. You've heard a lot about what this matching grant is about. And, Mr. Minister, I see readiness. The many people we have in here today. So just before we come to the closing session, and probably for my launching itself, there's going to be a presentation, and I'm going to invite Ananias to lead that, make sure that we clearly understand what you're doing.
So apparently those are the main thing.
SWC.
Allow people in the audience to feel more
Okay, so obviously you figure what we're doing. We are trying to symbolically or officially launch this. Is there anything there? This is not how this program is going to be. Is there? I promise there will be, when we apply, we will give you any video, give you something. But again, it is my biggest delight and really to launch officially the matching grants for the Assembly grants project. Thank you. This is 4 years left. I think we're going to try to push it to spend that in 2-3 years, let them get impactful. But again, it's not small. I have done a lot of iterations of this. When you match this, if it's a 50-50 match, you're already at over $15 million. Yeah. It's a 25% match, you're already at $9-10 million. This is how we're going to do this bit by bit in very little principles. So again, applications are online. Apply. We are not going to allow. Thank you.
So now we're going to pass the high count of the meeting today. We'll invite the project manager who will represent you, Dr. Kebuchi Bako, to give us the closing statements.
The Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Leadership of Agriculture, the Honorable Member of Parliament, and the Honorable of Finance, who is at the World Bank, brothers and sisters in the private sector, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to thank you in a very special way for making it possible to grace this event. I'm going to share a few closing remarks. I really thank you for coming. But before I start, I want to share with you something that's the truth. That's the truth. Throughout my adult life, there's never been a time where we have seen a push from the political leadership of our country towards creating what I call the answer of agricultural financing, meaning a pluralistic agricultural financing landscape. That's the truth. I'm saying this because I've been in this space for a long time, throughout my adult lifetime. Possibly, maybe my grandfathers had a period when that was happening. But in my lifetime, there's never been that. So I want to take this moment to kindly ask you all to rise, and let's give one round of applause to our political leadership and the Ministry of Agriculture. Thank you very much. My brothers and sisters, this is the truth. Most of you out there realize that agricultural financing is key for us to achieve pizza. So please, Minister, please extend our gratitude to the President for creating this space. Yes, there's so much, but I also want to ask that there's so much more needed. So as this movement has started, we'll ask donors and other actors to still continue providing these windows. Because if you can apply for one window, maybe that smallholder farmer might not be able to go for $1 million. But maybe really what they really need is $30,000. Hence, the criteria that's needed to achieve that, the criteria needed to do that is smaller and not as rigid as the bigger private actors that require $1 million. So yes, creating that pluralistic financing system is key, and thanks for that. As we are thanking you for making this session possible, I want to recognize Mark leadership for creating the landscape for FSRP to thrive. We're very grateful for the leadership so far and making this event possible. It was with very short notice, and look at the people that made it possible. So I'm very grateful for the leadership of Mark that made it possible. To the private sector, we're very sorry we made it like 48 hours. But look at how full the room is. Thank you for coming. We know it's after Ramadan, but the time you're taking to participate in this movement, we do appreciate. What that means is, yes, applications are currently open. Officially, we'll say the 15th. Well, go online, play with the website, start looking at what's required. So by the 15th, you can start submitting your applications. This is going to be a very, very transparent process, and there will be a committee and an entity responsible for making recommendations. So the PMU will not be involved in this. We'll just receive the applications, we'll form an entity, and they'll be responsible for this. I want to thank donors, the World Bank that's providing the funds, and also those that are present here today to observe, because I also know there are different matching grants around. And donors are in this room that are running their scheme. We look for collaboration, and FSRP is here to share experiences with you, because indeed the beneficiaries are the same. And any way we can partner and collaborate, we are happy to do that. My wonderful staff, thank you very much, FSRP. The journey has always begun. We know it's a long journey, but thanks for all the support and putting this up. Ladies and gentlemen, FSRP is there for 5 years, and your support across the spectrum is needed. Receiving these grants is just the easy part, but making sure that you deliver on addressing the gaps in the respective value chains you're working in is critical. So I want to challenge you that, in as much as I do appreciate your coming, but I want to challenge you to be those players that actually play the fine game. This movement is a movement for all of us. I want to thank you for coming. With these few words, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Right, so Okay, so what you can do is, Dr. Lafno, can you have the audience with the gentleman over there? Okay, after the meeting, please.
Okay.
Not right now. We have a team here that can address all your concerns. Okay, and those of you in the hall, many of you like him, can always meet with Dr. Lato and ask the question. There is a team he has put together. I will answer all your questions. There's a change of mind here. Just in case he really wants a question, maybe we share his concerns. We're going to limit the questions, okay? Maybe. But let me get you to answer the question. It's not about getting the funds to live, right? It's not about getting the funds to live.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Mohammed Jalo, and I'm a poultry farmer. And according to the document I've read, the period to repay the money is 24 months, 2 years. So if you take out a loan and plus 10% interest, and for poultry sector, for instance, you start paying after the 9th month. Because in the poultry sector, when you bring the birds, you have to wait another 5 months before they start giving you money. And it is great that we start to repay at the 9th month. But here is the issue. When you look at the poultry sector, the profit margin is about 30 below percent out of the 100%. So for example, if you make 100 million, you barely make a profit about 30 to 25 million because of the cost of production across the scale is high. So by the time you start to repay the money back, you find out that there's a little or no gap for the farmer to be sustainable. That is all of the profit, the 25%, will be going back to the loan over a 2-year period. So my concern is how can that system be organized wherein farmers like me in the poultry sector, even if I have to repay the money, I still have some amount of funds that will be left that will be used as a sustainable means to build a business. Because if I use the 25% to repay the loan in a 2-year period, then what do I have to show for it? And remember, in the poultry sector, after 2 years, what you have are spent beds. You have to sell those beds and you start again. So there's little or no room to save in order to start the next batch. So that's my concern.
Sorry, Mr. Mohammed, thank you very much, Mohammed. Mohammed, I'm delighted that you seem like a very serious, determined poultry farmer, and poultry is very big for us. We actually are very bullish. We think with all the efforts we're putting in place, we should be able to reduce importation of onions and chicken drastically in the next 24 to 36 months. I've seen quite a lot of people putting efforts. Look, the facility that we've done is not perfect. It's not an agricultural bank. We want to go into details. I told you I met with the banks, commercial banks, 5 times, 4 times. It's a lot of negotiation. Loans. What they had done, what we did the first time. Let me show you the shift. Maybe you will appreciate. The first time the facility that we put up was only for rice, seeds, and fertilizer. It was for a shorter period of time. Shorter than 15 months. And the third year to the grace period. We've pushed them to say we will do rice, And by the way, I didn't mention all the proceeds and part of it, which is on the production side. Like we said, we will do rice, we will do poultry, we will do onions, and it's not only in the production, every segment of our value chain. And we've said it's not 15 months, it's 24 months. We've also said the last time they couldn't give you cash to do anything, we said, place your order, because it was too cold, it was really like an emergency, essential commodity. We say, place an order, give us the invoice, we pay dollars, we pay us back. We push them to say, look, doesn't work for every family. Now, they can give you cash. So while we've moved, we will continue to move to make it better for people. But that's what we have. I hope we make it work for everybody else that is interested.
Okay, so we said 3 questions, right? The second of 3 questions.
Thanks very much to FSRP and everybody here. I just have a very important question that is really disturbing me. I saw cassava, I saw rice, and livestock. Do you, FSRP, have any intention for us, vegetable growers?
Thank you very much, Sonia. We know very well that editing is very important. But this is a regional project. As we are designing this project, we need a lot of dialogue. It is for the market integration that along the value chain, we came up with cassava, we came up with rice, and we came up with livestock. That doesn't mean that there are no other windows. There's another window of opportunity as we design more projects. But this is a regional project. All the other countries have their own different value chains. We should be supplying across the ECOWAS markets. So in fact, that brings me to my own point of observation that Mr. Project Manager, I thought this thing was not going to be very open. Rather, it was going to be a pilot. We really pilot and see for the first 2 years how we succeed before we leave it open. Over to you, sir.
So good, my sister, I have a short answer for you. MSRP is there for the farmers. You benefit for some, and the private actor, like those in the middle spaces, will benefit from some. So remember, you know I have something for you. Now, if you look at the FSRP structure, on the components 2, there's a special matching grant window that we will be rolling out, but it will target mainly farmer organizations. If the technologies you're promoting in vegetables follow a climate smart approach, yes, Randy, we have something for you. But within our room, we can. Okay? Thank you. My brother here on, I was asking about maize. Now, frequent guests. Just be responsible in how you manage it. So for MSRP, the matching grant, it's a grant. Okay? But that means it comes with responsibility. There will be stringent monitoring mechanisms in how our implementation goes. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Clara. Let me have another line. Juliet.
My question, I think I'm lost.
It's really amazing how people don't know. The money is not there. It's not in this room. The money is not in this room today.
I want to first thank you all for the facility. This is timely, and I can assure you that the farming community are going to live up to expectation. Since this is a regional program, we're trying to keep up to our neighbors. I have looked through the documents. I haven't seen how gender is being mainstreamed in this facility. And that is the case, as we saw in Senegal, Guinea, that when their facilities gender, they do have gender mainstreaming career at the experience.
The project manager will elaborate, but let me, because it's an omission that I made, because I sort of added on my little notes that I made for you. The way this actually really focuses quite a lot on women and youth. For the women part of the matching, it's I think it's the 50, 70, 30, and then I think you can do all the matching in Canada for the women pathways.
So if you look at your workshop, it says women-owned enterprises are strongly encouraged to apply. So, my sister, we're going to take care of women. I'll also add that when we say other components too, when we say farm organizations, the truth is more than 70% of the farm organizations are women. So don't worry, you're well taken care of. The Honorable Minister is very sensitive to how we acknowledge and recognize the role of women in agriculture. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Why don't you stay seated? The Honorable Minister will now please stay. Okay, so yes, you stay in the hall and interact a little bit. Those of you who have more questions can actually talk to the project manager and staff members. I know you have a lot of questions, so I can always talk to them.